Well, I started angel investing in my 20s um, because I was working on TV and I really liked going to conferences and taking notes. They were not like this, to be clear. They weren't like
Very few
chic
things are like
events
this.
with an open bar, but 20 years later, here we are. I love it. Um, for me, getting into those spaces, I realized that I was one of so few women doing that work. I was There were not many young women cutting checks to invest in tech companies and companies that might change the world. And so I became an investor long before I was an investor in sport. But my world always looking at equity for women, and it doesn't surprise me that you, my friend, a father of 3 daughters, want to care about the world. People who understand that equity is both a hyper-local issue and a global one, I think, work locally to fix things globally. And so for me, it was that lens as an activist, once I started getting into finance, um, that really continued to put me in a lot of spaces that people who do my day job weren't in, including in 2015 becoming friends with our national team. And when my day job industry stood up for itself and we wrote the original Time's Up letter, and people were terrified to sign it, and we were terrified to put it in the New York Times, our friends in sport, the women that we knew and loved in sport, stood up with us. So when they turned around and 23 players sued US Soccer over pay equity in 2019, I was like, actresses, let's go. And for me, the overlap of story in sport, story in film is obvious, but I think the truisms about what equity feels like, and also the way it feels when you don't have it, the way I know it feels when it's my face on the billboard and I'm number 1 on the call sheet, but the network saved twice my paycheck for a guy who plays my parent, who doesn't play the title character on TV. I'm like, this is a fun time for me. So the the deep commitment to doing good with less, using our platforms, that I think is true for us in entertainment, for us in sport, for people who use food as activism, existed so much longer in my life, so many years ahead of my opportunity to invest in a team. When I found out LA was getting a team, I literally cold called our founder and was like, I love the group of people who are investing in this soccer team, but none of them are soccer fans. I am. I was like, yeah, let's go tell the story. Let's bring the people. Let's make it a vibe that is unmatched at our stadium. But you also need people who are like deeply committed to the sport. So we're coming. And that was really it.